Fear state has descended upon Gotham City. Digital messages flood the streets, claiming that Batman is dead and warning citizens that their doom approaches. Yet through the darkness, Batman himself moves swiftly through the city, proving these claims false with his very presence. In the clock tower, Oracle discovers a disturbing truth. Through her network of information, she realizes that someone is attempting to manipulate Gotham's population through a coordinated campaign of fear. Her systems have been compromised, with an imposter Oracle spreading messages of terror throughout the city's communication networks. The situation grows more dire as Harley Quinn appears, warning of a greater threat. The true danger lies in a mysterious toxin now floating through Gotham's skies, ready to infect its citizens. The Scarecrow's plan becomes clear. He's not just trying to inspire fear, he's preparing to force it upon the population through chemical means. At the GCPD headquarters, officers struggle with the flood of conflicting information. As they monitor the airwaves, they debate the authenticity of the Oracle broadcasts, unsure which voice to trust in this sea of manipulation. The very infrastructure of Gotham's law enforcement teeters on the edge of chaos. The truth finally emerges through an unexpected conversation. Peace, or rather someone claiming to be peace, reveals themselves as part of this grand scheme of urban transformation. The city isn't just under attack, it's being subjected to a calculated plan of psychological warfare, with every citizen an unwitting participant in this experiment of fear. In the dimly lit office of the GCPD, a crucial revelation unfolds about the Magistrate's true nature. Simon Saint, the architect behind the Magistrate program, had orchestrated a bombing of City Hall to manipulate events in his favor. Though the Insanity Collective broke laws in their resistance, they were merely scapegoats in Saint's grand scheme. Now Scarecrow, no longer under the Magistrate's control, roams free with his own sinister agenda for Gotham. The tension builds as Batman and Renee Montoya discuss the urgent need to gather concrete evidence against Saint. The city teeters on a breaking point, with lies spreading like wildfire through its streets. Batman understands that the people need something to believe in, a unified cause to break free from the growing paranoia that threatens to consume them all. High above Gotham's rain-slicked streets, Batman launches himself between the towering skyscrapers, his cape billowing against the neon-lit night. But his patrol is interrupted by the Magistrate's Peacekeepers, their mechanized forms illuminated by the city's glow. As warning signals blare about illegal vigilante activity, Batman refuses to yield to their demands. A confrontation erupts amid the steel and glass canyons of Gotham. The Peacekeepers, their armor gleaming with deadly intent, move to apprehend the Dark Knight. Batman, silhouetted against the cityscape, faces these mechanical enforcers with unwavering determination. Saint observes the unfolding scene closely. His presence felt even from afar as his troops engage the city's legendary protector. The stage is set for a decisive clash between Batman's vision of justice and the Magistrate's automated authority. With Gotham's soul hanging in the balance, Batman strikes from the shadows, overwhelming the Peacekeepers' targeting systems as they lose track of his movements. The mechanized soldiers, their advanced technology proving useless against his tactics, fall into disarray. In this moment, Batman seizes the opportunity to send a message directly to Simon Saint, making him witness how quickly his forces can be dismantled. Through the rain and neon lights, Batman unleashes a devastating attack. Each blow carries the weight of justice, a punishment for Saint's role in terrorizing innocent citizens. The Peacekeepers' armor shatters under Batman's precise strikes, their supposedly superior technology no match for his years of experience and training. Saint watches in horror as his forces crumble. Batman's words cut as deep as his attacks. There is no future for the Magistrate in Gotham City. The Dark Knight reveals the terrible truth. Scarecrow has turned the entire city into his laboratory, with every citizen an unwitting test subject in his experiment of fear. Saint's face shows the first glimpse of understanding. His arrogance and carelessness have given Scarecrow more power than he's ever wielded before. In Fort Greyo, away from the immediate chaos, a sobering reflection takes place. The endless cycle of Gotham's crises takes its toll, even on those sworn to protect it. The city's defenders rarely sleep, knowing that each moment of peace might herald the next catastrophe. Yet they persist, understanding that their vigilance is all that stands between Gotham and complete chaos. Deep within the confines of what appears to be a medical facility, Batman investigates a disturbing discovery. A mind control helmet, developed using Cyborg's technology and Mother Box telepathy, reveals the extent of technological advancement in fear manipulation. Batman's own experiences in Arkham, where Crane got inside his head, lead him to question whether something has been implanted in his mind. The atmosphere grows tense as a mysterious presence emerges, testing and probing at Batman's psychological defenses. Through the eerie green glow of the facility, a truth begins to surface. Along with others who appear to be under some kind of influence, Batman and his companion face the imposing figure of Scarecrow, now more terrifying than ever. The scene takes a dark turn as Scarecrow reveals his true intentions. He isn't just conducting another fear experiment, he's orchestrating something far more sinister. The villain who once tried to make Gotham afraid now demonstrates that his earlier attempts were merely preliminary tests. In this sickly green-tinted reality, memories bend and twist, becoming unreliable tools against Scarecrow's influence. As the confrontation unfolds, it becomes clear that this encounter is different from previous ones. The line between reality and fear-induced hallucination blurs, leaving both Batman and his ally questioning what's real and what's manufactured. The stakes are raised as they realize they've uncovered Scarecrow's subliminal programming, but the path forward remains uncertain. In this moment of revelation, even Batman admits he doesn't know how to counter this new threat. In the verdant glow of the mysterious environment, a tense confrontation unfolds between Batman and Ghostmaker. Their exchange reveals deeper layers of Batman's past, with Ghostmaker recalling Bruce's journey after his parents' death, his world travels, and his eventual return to Gotham as its dark protector. The scene shifts to what appears to be Gotham University, where memories and reality begin to blur. Ghostmaker shares a revelation about his connection to Jonathan Crane during their younger years. He had sought out Crane, then a promising graduate student in psychology, hoping to better understand Batman's relationship with fear. A crucial piece of history emerges as Ghostmaker describes his encounter with young Crane, whose academic work was already delving into the nature of fear in society. Crane's early theories focused on fear as an evolutionary tool, arguing that humanity's response to fear could push them beyond their normal limitations. The memory culminates with Crane's developing philosophy about fear's role in society. His academic research had already begun exploring controversial ideas about using fear as a mechanism for societal change. His methodology, as explained in his papers, involved a systematic approach, creating initial fear, controlling its spread through media, and ultimately manifesting a physical embodiment of that fear. This revelation provides a haunting glimpse into Scarecrow's origins, showing how his academic theories evolved into the terror now gripping Gotham, transforming from scholarly research into a grand, horrifying experiment with the entire city as his laboratory. A dark revelation unfolds as Batman and Ghostmaker discuss Scarecrow's past experiments in Villain Valley, where he first tested his theories of mass manipulation. The truth becomes clear. Simon Saint isn't truly controlling the situation. Instead, Scarecrow is using the Magistrate's resources to finally implement his grand experiment on Gotham City. The scene shifts dramatically as a Peacekeeper, clearly under manipulation, begins to break down. His mind twisted by Scarecrow's influence, he desperately proclaims himself a hero while showing signs of severe psychological distress. The rain-soaked confrontation reveals how deeply Scarecrow's influence has penetrated the Magistrate's forces. Batman and Ghostmaker realize the full scope of the crisis. Scarecrow has turned the entire city into his personal psychology experiment, with the Peacekeepers as his primary test subjects. Each enforcer is being psychologically manipulated, their minds becoming weapons in Scarecrow's arsenal. The tension breaks in an unexpected encounter with Clownhunter, whose violent intervention creates chaos in the streets. The scene transforms into something resembling a vintage video game display, complete with score counters and pixelated graphics tracking the action through Gotham's cityscape. This surreal visualization shows the city's descent into a twisted game of fear and survival. The issue ends with a striking contrast between Clownhunter's arcade-style rampage and the serious implications of Scarecrow's growing influence over Gotham's protectors, setting the stage for an even darker nightmare to come. Clownhunter finds himself in an intensely personal confrontation as he's suddenly faced with visions of his parents. The scene becomes increasingly distressing as these apparitions speak to him, creating a nightmarish reunion in what appears to be his childhood home. The emotional manipulation becomes clear. This is Scarecrow's fear toxin at work, forcing Clownhunter to relive traumatic memories. As the hallucination intensifies, Clownhunter struggles against the visions, his mind filling with fractured memories and distorted faces. The young vigilante finds himself surrounded by grinning, monstrous figures, their laughter echoing through his consciousness. His desperate attempts to maintain control begin to falter as the fear toxin takes deeper hold. The intensity builds as Clownhunter faces off against these phantoms, each moment becoming more surreal. His characteristic bravado starts to crack under the psychological assault, revealing the vulnerable youth beneath the vigilante facade. The fear toxin forces him to confront not just memories of loss, but the terror of his own powerlessness. In a final, desperate moment, Clownhunter faces a choice between surrendering to the hallucinations or fighting through them. The scene culminates in a striking image of him against Gotham's skyline, his silhouette framed by the city he's trying to protect, leaving us wondering if he'll survive this psychological ordeal with his sanity intact.